Hey everyone, so today I want to give you an update on our roses because we did have a question about whether or not we are taking our roses with us on our move. And the answer to that is definitely, we are taking our roses. We love our roses and I think they're gonna do extremely well in the Texas heat. We've seen a lot of photos from people growing roses in Texas and they do well. They have bright, beautiful colors and big blooms. You can see over here, Darcy Bustle has a great big bloom. Ever since we put her in the sun over here, we've moved our roses around a little bit because we are getting ready to move. But the update I want to give you is just in case you ever have to uproot a rose, and don't forget that these roses are grown in fields before they're actually sent out to you. If you do buy them that way, they're grown just like this in the fields and they're uprooted and then they're shipped off to whoever buys these roses or to any nursery companies that actually buy these roses for mass sale. Now I want to share with you how well these roses will do when they're uprooted. This is Strawberry Hill. Strawberry Hill was planted in the front in the obulus, and as we talked about before, it had some damage from the snowstorm that we had a couple of years ago where it damaged all the inside of the rose, and we just left it like that. We didn't bother pruning it because we figured it would do well after that damage that it took. Well, it didn't do so well, or not as quite as well we wanted it to do. It still bloomed, it had some beautiful colors, and the scent was just amazing up there at the front door. But after pruning it to get it ready for the move, you can see here that only after about a week and a half or 2 weeks after pruning it and bringing it down, all the growth that it's produced, and it's telling me that it's doing great, it's happy, it's loving it out here. And sometimes roses need to be revitalized, and by revitalizing means you can do a hard prune to your roses. Now it's suggested to do it at certain times of the year, maybe early spring, late winter is a great time to prune them back to give them some revitalization. But we did this, like I said, in the midst of summer where, you know, most people will be very cautious as to whether they want to prune back that hard when it's extremely hot outside and you don't think they're going to come back. But this is proof that you can do it. I wouldn't suggest doing it all the time, but you definitely can with some great potting soil. And we use the Spoma Biotone to get those roots, you know, going healthy and strong. This tells you that these roses can absolutely do great after a hard pruning. All right, now we're getting ready to do a video where we're gonna uproot our roses and take some of the roses down, especially Gertrude Gico. You've seen Gertrude Gico grow in our past videos, how long those canes are. And it's gonna be sad to cut those down, but that's something we're gonna do. And I just wanted to show you guys not to fear if you ever have to do that. Now we're only doing it because we're moving. This is, again, not something I suggest doing all the time, but that video is gonna be pretty hard for some of you to watch. It's gonna be hard for me to actually do because I'm gonna have to cut those down all the way down like I did Strawberry Hill. And you know, there were some concerns that maybe it won't do so great. And I know some of you do have concerns about pruning roses that back. And I think they're gonna do absolutely great. You can see, like I said, Strawberry Hill is absolutely loving it, putting on lots of growth here in just a matter of weeks. I mean, it's doing absolutely great. It's showing me that it's happy. It's ready to get potted somewhere else, but it'll do just fine in this container right here for a couple weeks until we move and get settled into where we're going. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, this makes me extremely happy and excited to know that they are doing great out here in the sun, especially Strawberry Hill, the way, like I said, it's been putting on some growth. But we moved these roses out here to the sun from different spots in the garden where we had them in, and it just excites me to see all this growth and the flowering. I have Wisley over here who hasn't put on very much flowers because we've had him in the shade over by the side of the garden, but ever since we moved it out here, it just started to put out all kinds of blooms. You have this long stem that just kind of got away from us, but it had blooms all over the place. And it's just exciting to know this because moving to Texas and being able to have some sun in the garden, I think it's gonna be very, very fruitful for these roses and for us as well to be able to show these guys off to you with all their glorious blooms and hopefully plenty of growth. Once we hopefully try to get some of these in the ground, maybe not. We can keep some in containers, maybe up pot them, and they'll do extremely well. But as you can see, all these roses are doing great out here in the sun. It's just exciting to be able to show you guys this. All right, so there you have it, guys. Just a quick update. Just wanted to share with you guys how the roses are doing. And you know, not to be afraid to prune your roses back if you need to. Sometimes they just need to be revitalized and treated with some TLC because the roses tend to love that kind of stuff. And as you can see, they're doing great out here. So again, quick video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys in the next one.